Hey, so I figured it's been a while basically since I had made a video. So what I basically wanted to do was make another video. Um, just because literally basically because it's been a while. Um, and so, maybe because to be fair, I think all the videos are made in like a pretty quick succession. And so I think because of that, like we can't be entirely sure if whatever was there is very permanent or likely to stay there or anything like that. And so I think basically what we want to do now is or what I want to do now is I want to make sorry, it's camera thing. I thought I was over this, but I guess it comes back whenever you haven't made videos for a while. You just get kind of weird on camera again. Um, mm. I also wanted to make a video in another location so that we can see if that changes anything. So right now I'm in the office. I just found an unoccupied meeting room. It's really small, and honestly, I would have liked, ideally, I would have done this on a day where nobody else is in the office or like very minimal people are in the office. And then I could go actually get one of the really pretty rooms. And because my my office is actually a renovated cathedral, a little old church, and so there's like one room with like stained glass windows and stuff, and it's really beautiful. And then there's just lots of general like good looking like glass and art around and stuff. I got something back here, which unfortunately is all I can do for now. It's pretty nice. Um, that's all right. Um, but yeah, so because there's so many people in today, I can't really you I can't use the pretty or the big meeting rooms because they're all occupied, and even if there is one occupied, I saw like two of them were unoccupied on the first floor where I usually work, and so that would have been like the easiest. But um, a problem with that is I just didn't want to like if somebody needed an entire meeting room that fits like nine people, I didn't want to be using it for myself. Right now, I'm in a meeting room that holds three people, and the reason why I'm in a meeting room is because I need to be talking, and I don't want other people to hear me, and I don't want to bother other because I don't want to bother other people, and well, I also just don't want other people to hear me, to be honest. But yeah, so this meeting room holds three people, and I think it's only good until I've got this room for another less than 20 minutes, really, so not that long, but it should be good until then. And so basically, yeah, it took me 3 minutes and 36 seconds to say that I wanted to record another video because it's been a while, and I wanted to do it in a new environment. Um, and I think maybe both of those things would have some level of difference. Probably not. But the thing is, like, I guess I want to get like a bit of a, just in case anything is different, um, and make it more like robust. Um, because if there's only really a couple videos, like let's say all my videos were really in the span of like a week or two, then well, I think it's pretty useful to make another video like a week or two after that, right? So now if this video comes up looking any differently, then I think, well, that would be interesting, I guess. But also, I think that would be Well, yeah, and it's just better information too. And I think if this video ends up looking the same or very similar to my other videos, then I think like then we feel like reasonably confident that this voltology is something that's like sustainable and weathers different conditions and including the TV. Sorry, the TV in here turned on because it's 15 minutes until the scheduled meeting in here. Somebody has this room reserved for 15 minutes from now, so I'm trying to make sure I don't. Oh, there's also. Oh, I have that meeting in 15 minutes. I didn't know I had a meeting in 15 minutes. Oops. That's okay. I'm pretty prepared for that meeting. That's fine. And it's a pretty informal meeting too. And oh, actually, it'll be a good opportunity to ask a question to somebody. So, who I actually wanted to ask a question to. So, perfect. Yeah, so also, I have glasses now, so maybe glasses affects the voltological picture. I highly doubt it, but actually, if anything, I just find it's usually kind of annoying to type people with glasses. Honestly, not always. Like, and I can see here because I have the viewfinder open, or else my laptop will close. Um, I can see here that it doesn't look like reading my voltology with the glasses will be too hard, unless like I look somewhere else or I change the direction of my head and then it starts to like glare. That might be a thing. But you know, I have glasses now, and honestly, it's pretty lit. I feel like I can just see things now, and like seeing stuff is kind of lit. Not gonna lie. So like, I fully had no comprehension as to how blind I was. It was just like I think really the first inclination that my eyesight was really starting to struggle, I think, was maybe a couple of years ago when I noticed that it seemed like my eyesight was worse than my dad's. Um, and now his eyesight is excellent. I think he's still 20/20, but I think I kind of noticed when I was out with him that like I think he could see some things that I couldn't. So I figured, okay, I guess my vision's a little worse than 20/20. Then it really came to what happened was I started playing PlayStation, and I noticed that like I was playing Elden Ring, and they had this kind of small subtext at the bottom. The like basically all the interfaces, all the text was very small to me, and I couldn't really read it, and that sucked. Like it was just very blurry, and I couldn't make out what it was saying. It was very strenuous to to try to read what the game. I just couldn't like play the game very well because I'd like strain, squint to try to see what was going on there, and yeah, basically, like, I mean, I had to go up like closer to the TV to play, and even then, it wasn't a comfortable experience. And I think that probably contributed to part of why I didn't play too much, honestly. But also, I'm just not that into video games, especially games like that. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. But I think one day I'll play it. But today is not that day. Like these days, I got other things to do, to think about, to worry about, whatever. Um, but yeah, where was I? I don't really remember. Mm, I spilled this coffee all over my pants, my hoodie, which I was wearing, and I took off because it's covered in coffee now. And my first instinct was like, oh my God, this is terrible. This might, like, my day might be ruined. Like, can I even stay at the office like this? Like, I'm covered in coffee. It's so gross. So, everyone can see it. It's so clear. I'm just covered in coffee, like, coffee everywhere and on my pants. And I could tell, like, my pants were already like wet from like the coffee. And I was just like, can I even stay at do I need to go home and get a change of clothes? And I guess I'll probably just work from home then. Although I did order lunch. And then, so it's like, well, then what I did was I was just like, okay, well, I mean, let's not be an idiot for a second here and be like, okay, well, what do I do? Obviously, I have to go get some tissues. So I went to the bathroom and I got some paper towels. And then I cleared everything off. And, I dried myself up, dried my clothes off, and I dried the desk and the chair, and which is luckily leather. And, yeah, it was just like, the spill kind of got cleaned up. Sorry, I'm a little distracted, a tiny bit. Nothing major really. But yeah, so I had to clean up the spill, and I did that, and like, everything just kind of dried up, and then I just took my hoodie off, and then this shirt is like fine, and then I just put the hoodie on the back of my chair so it can dry. And I cleaned up the table and everything, and I still have a good amount of coffee too, and I really not much spilled, and I think my pants seem more or less dry now as well, and I don't know how my hoodie's doing, but I might even be able to put that on later today. And so what I realized is basically, like, if something bad happens, something takes you off guard, it's basically like, and I can imagine if I was I don't know, I can see this happens to other people, and maybe it used to happen to me a little bit too, is like, instead of just keeping your cool and figuring out, like, basically, instead of, I was going like, oh, is my day ruined? Am I gonna have to go change clothes and stuff? It's like, okay, well, how about instead of thinking about that, I go fix the problem, gather more data, and see if there's actually a problem. And then, like, oh, turns out that there kind of isn't. Maybe I'm gonna smell like coffee. But honestly, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna have to wash my clothes. Like, well, I should probably wash the hoodie. I don't know. We'll see. I should probably wash them. But the thing is, like, it's really the situation really wasn't as bad as I initially had thought. And so the thing is, like, I can't just look at that one event in isolation, and I can't look at the state of where it is right now and assume it's always going to be like that. And this is a situation that I'd never run into before, right? I had never spilled coffee on myself. Actually, generally speaking, I'm not very clumsy at all. Although I have, I'm not clumsy, but I do hit things a lot by accident. Like, I'm just a little bit unaware of the environment to some degree, so sometimes I'll just, like, whoop, and then there might be something here, and knock that over. Or just hurt myself. Most of the time, it just results in me doing things that hurt myself. Like, whenever you have, like, the cabinet open, and then you, like, you go to get something else from a different cabinet, and then you go, boop, and then you just hit the cabinet, and it's like, ow. I do that a lot. Only, it doesn't really hurt me anymore. I guess I have a thick skull. So, yeah, no, so basically this is a situation I'd never run into before, and I was like, and I kind of realized, instead of, really, and well, it was automatic, right? I'm rationalizing, of course. But, like, I do think the better course of action really is to remain cool and really figure out, is this actually a problem? Are there actually problems here? Is me, like, slightly smelling like coffee going to be a problem? So, the problem was, oh, I look like coffee. I'm covered in coffee. And it's like, did that remain the problem? No. I mean, like, if that was the problem and that remained the problem, that would have been a big deal, I think. I can't just go around, like, looking like I spilled coffee all over myself all day, and that's also would be very uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to do that. And that's another, the first, my reaction is just like, ah, gross. And like, I don't know what to do. I'm covered in coffee and like, I look ridiculous. But then I just cleaned it up and like, you know, those problems went away. And now my problems are maybe like, can I wear my hoodie? Maybe not. Is that a deal breaker though? No. Maybe I smell like coffee. Is that a deal breaker? Is that something like to get upset about? Is that something I need to go home over? No. And so then I realized, like, basically, there's a possible universe in which I sat there being upset or doing something or other, like, you know, just worrying about the potential problems that this might, or that seem to be there, that might come, rather than just simply alleviating the problem and then, or doing what I can to mitigate the problem or alleviate the problem and then assessing. And I think generally speaking, I try to do that, and I do kind of try to generally keep my cool and say, well, let's, you know, figure out. But I think this was just like a really clear example because this situation got alleviated so much. I mean, usually I guess I'm not like, I don't panic too much. I don't think. But then this situation, I was just kind of like, I'm flustered because I was like, you know, covered in this sticky, gross liquid. Energy juice. For what it's worth, as far as caffeine affecting my cognitive profile, I'm a regular coffee drinker. I do drink 1 to 2 coffees every day. So I don't think like, you know, this is really gonna make my cognition look any different because I think like I'm just used to drinking coffee. And so this is kind of like, it's still reasonably like baseline-ish. You know, I'm not like manic because I just had like 7 fucking shots of espresso. You know, I'm just chilling. Okay, so this meeting room, it will be overtaken in 4 minutes. 3 minutes. Although I guess it's probably 3 minutes and 59 seconds, so 4 minutes. But regardless, they could come early. Honestly, they'll probably come like a couple minutes late because that's usually how it goes. But I'll get out of here anyway. Let's pretend I wasn't here. Go back downstairs. Export this video. Upload it to YouTube. And then send it in my soft typing channel. Although I'm not sure if I should upload a video to YouTube while at work on the network and all that. It's a little bit sus. And questionable. It's not really a work activity. But the thing is, like, I don't think anybody would notice unless, like, they're already... I guess the biggest question is, like... Because, I mean, I don't think this is something people would notice unless, like, they're already looking into me. And if they're already looking into me and then, like, I upload a YouTube video, like, who cares? Like, you know, there's probably a bigger concern. I just wonder if it'll, like, flag anything. Because it's kind of, like, mass internet usage. Although, no, to YouTube as well. I don't know. I guess I'll think about this a little bit, but yeah, I got to get going here. Nobody can know I was ever here. No, it doesn't actually matter, but yeah, bye.